Well, hello, Liverpool. You're right. Are you having a good time? Oh my God, Jake, you made a right mess of this. What have you been up to? Trying to make me break my leg, literally. Bear with. Thank you very much. So have your mates been funny, yeah? Have they made you laugh? Great. You might go breather for the next 5 minutes then. My name is Cosima. Please do not try to pronounce it. If you do, you'll only make my ears bleed. Just call me Cozy, as a nice and cuddly, that's what everybody else does. And please do not try to figure out where I'm from based on my accent. My accent will not give you any clues to where I'm really from. See, my mom had an upstate New York accent, and that still comes out when I'm meeting new people like today. And then my first ever English teacher was Australian. Well, I blame her for the inflection rather than admitting to a 20-year habit of watching Neighbours every day. And after a little spell in the Caribbean, I lived in London with a bunch of Irish people and acquired a County Kildare accent from my flatmate. And finally, I wound up a proud Bavarian European Scouser married to a Scotsman. It's all true. I had to import the Scotsman because all the locals were far too dodgy. I mean, just look around you. We'll gloss over the fact that I moved to the dark side. That's right, I traveled through the tunnel from the Wirral today. And apropos traveled, I believe we had somebody visiting from down south. I'm thrilled to see they got a visa for Liverpool. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Just as long as you're not a knobhead, you'll be all right. So I've lived here all my adult life, but I am still an EU citizen. You know, one of those migrants that they're warning you about. And as such, you know, anybody found any benefits of Brexit? Nah, I didn't think so. No, me neither. Let's move on because it's simply not funny. That said, since that fucking referendum, people keep asking me whether I'm going to move back to Germany. The thing is, the country I left in 1988 doesn't exist anymore. It's actually much nicer now. But, you know, there are reasons why I left in the first place. I just do not fit in. It's a square peg, round hole kind of scenario. And I just don't fit in. I'm disorganized. I'm chaotic. I'm always late. I do keep telling my boss, it's not last minute, it's just-in-time delivery. Oh dear. So I keep doing the languages on the apps because the countries I'd rather go to are places like Greece or Bulgaria because, you know, I didn't come here for the weather. Do the languages on the apps every night, 5 to midnight with a squeaky bum, and I hope for the best because fact is, I don't even know how to be an adult anywhere else. So here I am, perpetuating a stereotype, came to study at University of Liverpool and got stuck. This is my home now, with my husband, the long-suffering Scotsman, and our kids. It's great to see my husband here tonight. It's lovely to have him included. He might not have heard anything that was said tonight because he went deaf a couple of years ago. So, yeah, he's the love of my life, really. Well, we've been together for a lifetime. I would have gotten less for murder. And much like his football team at the Euros, he's just happy to be here. We do have 2 kids as well, and they do crack me up. It's true what they say, parenthood really does change you. You lose all your mates and replace them with the people you meet at the school gates. One such mom, she's really nice, she's really sweet. And she didn't hold it against me that when she first met me, she must have thought I was a complete and utter lunatic. When my eldest first started school, he kept going on about this kid called Sonny, and I thought, Sonny, that's not a real name. There's no Sonny. He's just got another invisible friend again. You know, we've been there before. Until a couple of days later, I heard this voice bellowing across the playground, Sonny! I turned and looked straight at her. And before I could stop myself, the words escaped my mouth. "Sonny is real?" Yeah, she said, "He's my son." Well, like I say, she's lovely. We're still mates a dozen years later, and the kids are now teenagers. Still crack me up, though. Just last month, my 14-year-old had to do an art project which involved putting a clay mask on his face, all white, looking like porcelain, and then when it cracks, you take photos like the local Liverpool artist, Bonehead. And my kid did this, put the mask on, and thought, I know, this is the perfect time to go to the shop for sweets. Yeah, you guessed it, we're on the ADHD assessment pathway. Off he went, and on the way there, came across a young couple who couldn't help themselves and had to comment, "Halloween was last week." My kid didn't say a word, just turned around and followed them, matching their pace. The boy, not much of a protector, was trying to hide behind his girlfriend. He even threw her towards my kid, you know, the zombie he's trying to get away from. Ran across the street and hid behind a bush. The poor girl fell down. My kid went up to her, quietly said, "Dump him." Crossed the road, stared at the boy through the branches of the bush, and just silently wagged his finger. That's my kid. It's been absolutely terrifying talking to you for these last few minutes, and I hope I haven't made a complete and utter idiot out of myself and look completely useless. But hey, looking useless, that's just parenting, isn't it? At least this isn't for a lifetime. Thank you so much.
One more time for Cosima!